All right, today we're going to dive into a really powerful idea from ancient wisdom, one that promises to turn our everyday moments into something much, much deeper. It's called Sampajañña, or a clear comprehension. So let's get into what that actually means.
You know, we hear the word mindfulness thrown around all the time, right? But what does it really mean to be aware from one moment to the next? I'm not just talking about when you're meditating, but when you're walking, talking, even just doing the dishes. What does it mean to be truly present and discerning in every single thing you do? Well, that's the exact question Sampajañña is here to answer.
So the Pali word for this is Sampajañña, and it's way more than just passively noticing what's going on around you. Clear comprehension is such a great way to put it, because it implies this active, intelligent kind of awareness. It's about really understanding the why behind our actions with total clarity.
So let's break this down a little more. What exactly is Sampajañña? It's really important to get that while it's connected to mindfulness, or sati, it's a different beast altogether. If you think of mindfulness as just observing, Sampajañña is the active understanding of what you're observing. It's kind of like leveling up. And wow, the texts really paint a picture of the two extremes here. On one side, you've got this state of being mutasatino asampajanna. Basically, you're unmindful, you're not getting it. That's the distracted, confused autopilot mind we all slip into. But on the other side, that's the goal, sato sampajano, mindful and clearly comprehending, a present, lucid mind. The difference is just, it's night and day.
Okay, so this all sounds great, but how do you actually do it? How do we get this state of clear comprehension? This is where these teachings get incredibly down to earth. This isn't some lofty, abstract philosophy. Nope. The training ground is the most ordinary, mundane stuff you do every single day.
I mean, just look at this slide. It lays it all out so perfectly. The whole practice of being a Sampajaññakari, someone who acts with clear comprehension, is applied to literally everything. When you're walking forward and backward, when you look ahead or to the side, when you bend your arm, when you eat your food, even in the bathroom. And look at that last one, when you're speaking and, get this, when you're being silent. It covers the entire map of being human, turning every single moment into an opportunity to practice.
And just to make sure we get how important this is, the texts don't just suggest this. They lay it down as a direct instruction. This is our instruction to you. The message couldn't be clearer. This practice isn't some optional side quest for someone on the path. It's absolutely fundamental.
Okay, so that's daily life. What about when we sit down to formally meditate? Well, this is where clear comprehension becomes your #1 tool for really sharpening the mind.
You see, in meditation, clear comprehension is the specific scale you use to deal with the 5 hindrances, which are basically the main mental states that cloud everything up. When you apply Sampajañña, you don't just notice craving or ill will pop up. You understand it. You see where it comes from, what it does. You see it so clearly that you can consciously decide to let it go. That's how you abandon this stuff.
And this is so key. Clearing out all this mental junk isn't just about feeling a little calmer. It's the essential prep work. It's what actually paves the way for you to enter these really profound states of focus and absorption, what the texts call jhana.
And check this out. It pops up again, right here, in the description of a really advanced meditative state, the third jhana. Even in this incredibly peaceful, sublime place, the instruction is still to remain mindful and clearly comprehending. This just goes to show you that Sampajañña isn't some beginner tool you outgrow. It's a core skill that just gets sharper and more vital the deeper you go.
All right, so we've seen how clear comprehension works in our day-to-day lives and in deep meditation. But what's the end game? Where is all of this going? This brings us to its ultimate purpose, the very goal of the entire path, liberation.
Think about it. Every single step, every mindful sip of tea, every moment of seeing your mind clearly in meditation, it's all pointing somewhere. It's not just about being in the moment for the sake of it. This whole process is the path that grows and eventually reveals profound wisdom.
In fact, the link is so tight that sometimes the text will just use the word for clear comprehension, sampajaññam, as a straight-up synonym for wisdom or pañña. They're not just related, they're like two sides of the very same coin. You could say that clear comprehension in action is wisdom showing up in real time.
And this is the payoff. This is where it all leads. By sticking with this practice of clear comprehension relentlessly, those mental corruptions finally come to an end. And the result is what the texts call satovimuttim paññavimuttim, a liberation of the mind, a liberation through wisdom. And it's something realized directly, for yourself, in this very life. That's the ultimate result of all that diligent awareness.
Okay, let's land the plane here. Why should we care about a 2,500-year-old concept from an ancient text today? What does this mean for you, right now in your very next moment?
If there's just one thing you remember from all this, let it be this. Sampajañña takes awareness from being a passive thing, like just watching the clouds go by, and turns it into an active, intelligent process. It's the difference between just being a passenger in a car and being the skilled driver who knows the vehicle, sees the road, and understands the destination. It makes your attention a real tool for navigating your life.
So that's the whole journey right there. It all kicks off with the simplest things: how you walk, how you eat. From there, you sharpen it into a tool to clear your mind in meditation. And finally, this continuous, clear comprehension blossoms into the very wisdom that sets you free.
You know, the invitation from these ancient texts really is timeless. Awareness isn't something you just save for a meditation cushion, it's for your very next action. So the real question isn't just what you're going to do next, but how you're going to do it. Are you going to bring a little bit of this clear, intelligent comprehension to that next moment?